Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Skullgirls Mobile. Recently on Anime Expo 2018, we had the announcement that the new character joining the roster in Skullgirls Mobile is gonna be Miss Fortune. So, taking this announcement is a good time now to revisit the character in Skullgirls Second Encore. Miss Fortune in the game is known as a rushdown character, a character that exceeds on offense but is very weak on defense. Character ability is that she can take her head off her body and use it as a projectile. Once her head is on the floor, it counts as a second character that shares the same life bar as the main character that is Miss Fortune. You can command the head to do different strikes or also grab your opponent so you can continue your combos or as an extender. But in Skullgirls Mobile, as we know, it's difficult for me to think that how are they going to integrate this character as being like too different. From when Double first came, or she was first announced, I thought that she would be a difficult character to integrate into a game because of her animations, but in terms of gameplay, Double was relatively simple and she joined the cast easily. But in the case of Miss Fortune, she has basic animations, good ones, but in terms of gameplay, she will be a difficult character to integrate into the game because, as I said before, she counts as two characters when she uses her head as a projectile or drops it on the floor. As I revisited the character, she only has like 3 blockbusters. One where she uses like a Berserker Barrage similar to Wolverine, or an anti-air, and the third one is an explosion. If it touches you, then it damages you. That's it. Normally for a character in Skullgirls Mobile, they need to have 2 regular blockbusters to accompany the character, 2 level 5 blockbusters which are going to do a little bit more of damage, and 2 level 3 or unblockable blockbusters, which she only has 1. So I think that the developers are going to use some of her regular combos and turn those into blockbusters. Now, another interesting thing about Miss Fortune's gimmick is that she can improve or change the animations on her blockbusters depending of where or not she has her head on. If she doesn't has her head on, then her Berserker Barrage gets bonus damage, like she does the barrage, and then her hand turns into a drill, making more damage. And also, when she uses her anti-air blockbuster, you can do an special input to drop her head off, so that like eliminates the situation in which you need to drop her head. But I believe that is not going to be the case in Skullgirls Mobile if they decide to do that. In terms of variants, I believe that she has a really good amount of references in terms of the colors that she has. She can have a She-Hulk variant, a Morrigan one. There's also a color from Madoka, the anime, I believe, the blonde girl or something like that. Also from Makoto from Blaze Blue, and I believe that there was one for Orchid from Killer Instinct. So she has really good variants. But the same case goes for Squiggly, that she has many good variants, but most of them didn't get into the game. So I'm thinking right now, which colors are they going to select in terms of her skill tree, because obviously her main ability is going to be taking her head off, which is going to be the unique ability for all Miss Fortunes. But what other abilities can the developers come up with in terms of her variants? Because right now we recently received some of the new variants, elemental variants, in the new elemental relics, and some of them are really strong. So what can they do to make Miss Fortune stand out? Because again, she is now 2 different characters, well, 2 characters in one, depending on whether or not she has her head on. But what else can they do? Like, insert more bleed, revival effects, I don't know, but leaves me thinking that she has a lot of potential depending on if the developers think of some really good abilities for her. Either way, right now they only revealed this in Anime Expo 2018 like 1 week ago, and it seems that they are really promoting the update 2.5 right now, but that we know that update only has the expansion of the Parasol history, origin story, and that's all, and maybe some fixes to the prize fights and other bugs that are present on the game, but I really don't know if she's going to come in August, or maybe are they going to leave her for September. Maybe a September release for her will be good, because right now they need to promote more the character and also show a little bit more of her gameplay, like a preview, so we can all know how is she going to play. Like, is she going to have a special button for her own, or maybe all her abilities are going to be like, if you charge this move, then you can grab her head and use it as a projectile. Like, right now we really don't know, so I'm really curious and anticipating the more news and information about Miss Fortune. Also, I want to know what you guys think about this announcement, and if you guys are interested in using her, because I know that many of you have been asking for the inclusion of Miss Fortune into the game, so I know that many of you are going to be pretty excited for her. So that's all for now. My name is Drexo, and thank you for watching.